All right. Well, I'm Brad Brotherton. I'm here with Riekert with the Seattle Seawolves, and we're gonna go for a little car drive to learn about each other and introduce ourselves and learn about the different things of South Africa and Renton and Seattle and rugby and the car business. So
awesome.
That's our plan today.
That's it.
So,
look forward to it.
Awesome. Yeah. So we're in a 2026 Cadillac Escalade IQ. It's our largest SUV. It's also our largest EV. It has a 450 plus mile charge range. So
full EV.
Full EV.
Very nice.
Do you get a lot of those in South Africa?
We don't have any EVs because there's a thing called load shedding. So you're going to struggle currently if the power goes off 3 times a day, obviously.
Right.
So not too many. A couple of hybrids.
Okay.
I don't think there's too many full EVs, but there's some companies, more Japanese companies, that's starting to get in town in South Africa. But definitely predominantly gas and diesel. Total diesel. Yeah. A lot of diesel. We grew up driving, I want to say 90, but 100%. Most of my dad's cars that we ever owned were diesels.
Yeah. What was it like growing up? Did you grow up on a farm? Did you grow up with land in the city? What was?
Yeah, a little bit of both. A
Okay.
little bit of both. My mom's side of her family is all farmers. You know,
Okay.
second, third, fourth. No, not second. Yeah, probably third, fourth generation farmers. So the farms were about 2 hours away. So a little bit of both. We were living in the city, growing up that's where my dad worked. That's where we went to school. All the sport, obviously everything is in the city, but all the holidays that we spent was on the farm. So got to grow up with both, you know, real farm and then city and stuff as well.
That's awesome.
But yeah, great place to grow up, for sure.
I bet. Cool. Well, let's hit the road. And
Perfect.
so, did you move from South Africa to Seattle, like direct?
No. So it was a long journey and process. Initially landed in Austin, Texas. That was before there was professional rugby. 2 of my friends coached the team out there. I basically went there for 6 months and started falling in love with the US. When I was there was talks of a professional league coming. Nothing concrete yet.
That was 8 years ago. So
yeah, that was around 2015.
2015.
Yeah.
Okay, so 11 years ago. Yeah, good at math.
Yeah.
Washington State education.
Went back to South Africa to play a year or 2. And then while I was there, during that time, I got a call from a guy that I met when I came over the first time, Scottish guy, who ended up becoming the GM or CEO of the first professional league, which was called Pro Rugby.
Okay.
He asked me and said, listen, we chatted when you were here previously. I know you're interested. I'm interested in coming over to play in the States. And the one coach in Ohio was a South African guy. So I ended up coming back and landed in Ohio, Columbus. Had a great time. When I landed there, all my friends from Austin's like, what the heck are you going to go do in Ohio? You know, I've never been there, had no idea anything about it.
I was there for my first time this summer. I was like, that's the river.
Yeah. But it ended up with a great bunch of guys who made it phenomenal. Ended up meeting my wife there. So
that's winning.
It's big time winning.
Yeah, there you go.
So blessed about that. Unfortunately, after the first year, that league fell through with a little bit of disagreements between the owner of the league and USA Rugby itself.
Okay.
But then I stayed in Columbus, did some coaching, and then the following year, Major League Rugby started up, and got contacted by them and came out here in 2018, for the first year to help get it going. Yeah. So it's been 9 years now. Yeah.
Right on. So where's the first place you lived in Seattle?
First place I lived in Seattle. First came out there, it was bootstrapping and we were getting everything in there. Nothing was organized. It's a startup.
Employee number one.
It's a startup, you know. Slept on a blow-up mattress in one of the other players' house. That was in the basement for a couple of days. That was in Seattle somewhere. And then from there went to Columbia City for a couple of days. That's where they had the first rugby house. So it was there probably for... Was your wife with you? No.
Okay.
She wasn't.
So rugby house.
Yeah.
A bunch of dudes living in a house.
Yes. Only stayed in that rugby house for a couple of weeks and then moved into the Exeter, which was on Seneca and 8th, downtown Seattle.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
So myself and Matt Turner, which was one of the initial guys that came over and helped get everything set up as well. The 2 of us lived in there. Yeah. So I was there for 3 years. So I lived in downtown Seattle. Loved it, close to the WAC, spent a lot of time there. Obviously in the first couple of years there wasn't a lot of training, a lot of the guys still worked.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of free time. After that I was spent at the WAC, with the guys, reading newspaper, working out. talking to all the old guys, and
Right.
I had a great time.
Yeah.
Loved it.
That's a classic Seattle staple is that washing out loud glove.
Oh yeah, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Torchies.
Torches,
Yeah.
all that stuff, all the events. I mean, one of the first events, I think I just landed, and a couple of guys, I don't know if you're familiar with Mike Palafau and Miles and all those guys, picked me up and they said, listen, do you have a suit? I was like, no, I don't have a suit. I've got 2 bags here, rugby kit and training kit. It's like, okay, we'll get you a suit. And we went to the fight night, which was which was like week 1 of me being here, meeting all those guys from the WAC. I just had a great time, and I was like, yeah, goodness, this could get used to this.
That's awesome.
They helped me settle in really quickly. Yeah, Shalom, all those old boys who was here in Seattle for quite some time. Yeah, and then from Seattle, moved to Bellevue. We were in Bellevue for 3 years, and then the last couple been on Mercer Island.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when did your wife move over with you?
So that first year, I came over, I want to say January, and she came over April, May.
Okay. Okay, so she's been with you the whole time.
She's
Awesome.
been with me the whole time, yeah.
Awesome. That's awesome. Where does Riekert go to just chill out or have a good dinner or just kind of not be the Seawolves guy?
Yes, I must say, latest, there's been a couple different spots over the years, depending on where we were staying. Obviously, Bellevue, I like to go to 520.
Oh, that's a great spot.
There's down the street from where I used to live. Walk
Yeah.
2-minute walk down. Lately, Vaughn's, Thousand Spirits.
Downtown,
in
yeah.
Woodinville.
There's one in Woodinville.
Woodinville one.
Okay, right on.
So we discovered that not too long ago.
You've just taught me something. I didn't know there was one.
Yeah, there's actually one opening in Kirkland as well.
Why not?
Kirkland,
That's awesome.
So we've been going there lately. Woodinville, myself and my wife enjoy going to Woodinville, the new Som Hotel, and there's a couple nice spots out there.
Oh, yeah.
It just feels like you're getting out of the city a little bit and a little bit into the country and a little bit more relaxed. So yeah.
Do you like wine?
I do like wine.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Not a wine connoisseur, but I like it.
Yeah, the experience of it.
Experience, like the taste, yeah. Not a big collector or anything. But yeah, how about yourself? Any good spots that you like to go to?
I like to go to Carmine's in Bellevue. I like that kind of little
Carmine's
same stretch of restaurants down there. John Howie's is one of my favorites. We have our charity event that we do, the stakeout that you guys support. So John's our chef for that event, which is really cool.
Okay.
Those are 2 of them, and then if we want to get something quick, there's always the Cactus, and
Yep.
we'll boat over there and then park in that little public dock area.
Yep.
And then walk up the hill and just go find something up there on that old main. It's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Carmine's Cantonetta. That's also a good one.
I'm going to Cantonetta tonight.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Reservation there tonight. Yeah. So favorite food? Do you have is there a food you miss from home, or is there a favorite food here you love?
Food we miss. We do a lot of meats. Biltong, obviously, every South African will tell you biltong probably. The real beef jerky.
The beef jerky. Yeah.
The real one. You're not allowed to call it beef jerky, but that's probably the big one. But meats. I like burgers. I'm a burger and fries guy.
Okay, right on.
Steak and good pasta. We grew up eating a lot of pasta, so one of 6 children, so pasta was the easy thing to make, to feed all the children.
For sure.
Big things of pasta, and we're playing a lot of sport, you want the carbs. But so yeah, love pasta, love burgers, good pizza every now and then.
Nice. Yeah.
How about yourself?
I grew up cheeseburgers every Sunday.
Yeah.
I was a big family too. I was one of 7 in our family, 5 kids.
Yeah.
And I'm a big meat guy too, so I love the smoker. I got a smoker grill set up that I just absolutely love, and so did a couple tenderloins last night for my youngest son's graduation. So he just graduated from Washington State.
Yeah, the son just told me about that. Yeah.
So
he was you guys. Yeah.
Yep, he was you guys. So
was you as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they're 4th generation Cougs. So you were talking about the family farm.
Yeah.
And they're going to be 5th generation car dealer.
Goodness, that was my next question. How long have you been in that?
Yeah. So I joined my dad in '95, and after college, and I bought him out in '05. So.
Okay. Your dad started the car dealership?
No. So his grandpa. So my great grandpa, so Frank Brotherton, he was a farmer in Walla Walla, Washington. That's why we have the wine roots. He was a farmer in Walla Walla, and in 1912 started selling cars.
So that's incredible.
He got his own dealership in 1916, so we've been doing it 110 years.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah,
that's an awesome legacy.
Yeah, it's super cool. It's it feels like we're kind of shepherding something. Like it's like my responsibility is to make sure that it kind of grows and does the thing for the next generation to do, and
And that's always a challenge with stuff like that. If you have a family business and stuff, how do you pass it on? And is your children interested in it? You know, you hear all these stories where it's like sometimes they never want to do anything with it. You know, whatever their dad did.
Yeah.
If it was in construction, they never want to do it. They try want to go do something else. So it's incredible if you, how did you know, raise them to want to be in that business?
Well, I mean, I think they you know, I've told them both along the way that, you know, you can do anything you want, right? As you raise your children, you do anything you set your mind to, you're capable of anything, and they both were really good at the car business, you know, and they get along with our team. Both kids were athletes growing up, and so they understood that team concept, and so that really works well in the car business and works well in leadership, and so they're good at it. So
that's awesome.
It's nice to see them. It's also nice to see them at work. You know, they have managers and bosses and stuff like that, but it's nice to see them and say good morning and goodbye and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's good. So do you have kids?
No kids yet.
No kids yet.
Not really soon. Not really soon. Yeah.
Got it. And you have your own construction company?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay. So your dad did construction?
Not really. He owned a couple of rental properties. Always, you know, like to do stuff himself as well. You know, whatever it would be. And we always talked about it growing up. My brother actually went and studied civil engineering. Younger brother. He ended up starting a pretty decent sized construction business that he's running now. But which got me into construction long before that was when I came over to Austin. The guys from the club owned construction companies, so they paid us a little stipend to play, and if you wanted to earn extra money, you can work construction.
Oh, nice.
All residential stuff, and that's how I kind of dipped my toes in it. A lot of the guys I met down there was all construction guys that I'm still friends with today. Then it just grew from there. I like properties, I like construction. I did a little bit of that. My wife always loved the same, you know, interior design. We always watched all the home shows, you know, Chip and Jan, the typical Chip and Jana games, you know.
Oh, sure.
You know, back in the day, you know, when it just started, and we did a little. First project was a parents' bathroom years ago, 5-6 years ago, and she posted a photo, and people that we knew reached out and said, "Listen, we saw the photos. Can you guys come do it for us?" And we're kind of laughing, you know, like, and they were like, "No, seriously, we want you to come and do it." Didn't even know how to quote, you know, what's the going rate, how do you quote? So I had a buddy actually who played on the Seawolves, year 1 and 2, Peter Taberio, who's a good friend of mine. And he did a little bit of construction, fix and flip, just from bought a house, fix it. So I asked him, like, listen, what's the going rate? What do we charge here, you know, just to get going? And yeah, the one thing led to the next, and did their bathroom, then their parents were like, they just bought a house out in Issaquah, and can you come do some stuff there? So we went and did some stuff there, and then the sister was like, okay, we also want you guys to come and do something, so went and did something there. Yeah, then eventually just started the LLC, and yeah, the rest is history, and just grew from there. And yeah.
Well, that's awesome. That's cool.
Yeah, so
to start something.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of construction?
I like a little bit of everything. You know, initially I was a little bit more, obviously hands-on, just to try and get everything done. Lately it's managing projects more. I just like the whole in construction, you know, you've got the whole business, you've got the sales side, you've got the development side. If you're owner operator, you've got the financial side that I need to do, you know, do the books, I need to, you know, all that. So I like the whole process of it. And then, you know, I like the big thing for me is the start to finish, you know, seeing the product. I think that's where, you know, the gratification comes, and, you know, see what the place looks like and how it looks like when you're done with the work and stuff, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's the dopamine hit. Seeing the finished product.
Seeing something that people can't see. You know, we walk in houses, you know, sometimes for ourselves as well to purchase and, you know, flip and stuff, and people like, you know, they can't see this thing needs to be torn down or tear down, you know, just to be able to see what it could be, you know. And my wife liking the interior design side of it, and she helps a lot. And then obviously the opportunity to work together a little bit as well.
That's cool.
Also special, yeah.
That's awesome. How did you fall in love with rugby? Assuming there's a love for rugby.
Yeah, so in South Africa, it's, I guess, like baseball or football or, you know, hockey for the guys. Yeah, that's what you see every weekend. That's what you want to aspire to be. You know, if you're a young boy playing sport, so you want to play for the Seahawks or play for the Mariners, that's how we were. And
who's your team?
Well, the Bulls. I grew up. My dad played professionally and for South Africa, and my uncle played for the Bulls and for South Africa as well in the '95 World Cup. So I was raised in a rugby family. You know, so ever since I remember it's just, you know, part of life, going to rugby games, having season tickets, you know. Yeah, just being in a rugby family and growing. So it's ever since I was born and could walk, you know, you had a rugby ball and all the cousins play rugby and all the brothers play rugby. And
That's awesome.
So yeah, like I said, since I could remember.
So family picnics, you guys are smashing each other.
Yeah, basically. Most of our hidings came from me and my brother fighting outside, to being too competitive, you know, playing whatever it is, rugby, cricket, tennis against each other, turns into a fight, you know, just because we're fighting who's going to win, you know.
Yeah.
Those are normal days. And brother played tennis. He came over to the States on tennis scholarship. So
oh wow.
Yeah, we were very competitive.
So high level athletes.
Yeah. So that helped a lot. And I guess most of it wasn't necessarily a love for rugby was definitely there, but I think my drive is more competition than anything. You know, I like to compete. You know, I hate losing more than anything in life. You know?
You and me
so
both.
it's like it's not just it's my golf. You know, it's like I can't. You know, like sometimes to the worst of me, because it's difficult for me to have a normal, even a board game with family. You know, without you know getting competitive and taking it too seriously in a sense. You know. So yeah, definitely like that.
Yeah, word on the street is you're pretty good stick too. Golf is you smash the ball.
Yeah, I same thing. You know, from a young age, luckily I got into it. My dad never played, but my best friend's dad, he played, and my best friend. So growing up, we played a lot. And at the time, I wanted to go pro in golf.
Oh no kidding! Oh wow!
So that was part of the plan. Not that it ever would have happened, but there was a dream at a point. But as it is in South Africa back then, especially, it was just an easier route and a more natural route to go into rugby. It's just a bigger sport there. There wasn't a massive junior setup, and you needed a ton of funding, and you need to go play in the US to make a name. And you know, it's a way harder road to travel, where rugby is just it just happened more organically. And that's kind of why it went that way. But yeah, no, love playing, and yeah.
How rare is the generational piece, father to son, in rugby? Because you played for the same professional team as your dad.
Yeah.
And so, is that a rare occurrence in rugby, or is that common? And the reason I ask is, I think in the NFL you hear those stories sometimes.
Yeah.
In Major League Baseball, you hear those stories sometimes, but it's such an incredible achievement to become a professional athlete.
Yeah.
And so, even though genetics play a role, the margins are so slim. It's really hard.
Yeah. I think it's a rarity. You do see it. You do. There's definitely a couple, especially guys that's playing today. That's there's a couple guys whose dads played and they played, or maybe two brothers that's playing. But yeah, no, like I said, it's definitely on the rare side. Yeah.
What do you think because the difference between pro and the next level down is probably pretty slim. What do you think that thing is? Is it speed? Is it hands?
I think I think it's such a combination of everything, especially in South Africa. Our schooling system in South Africa is very professional in a sense. That's one thing I would say about South Africa. The schooling system, the way it's set up for sports in general. Every sport you play for the school against other schools in your area. So it's not club sports. So you're competing against other schools. Schools take it super seriously, so they buy players from all over the country.
No kidding.
Yeah, to win, and it's a big occasion. 15,000 people at rugby games, and start poaching guys from high school. 16.
That's incredible.
What I'm saying here is, like, even if you're not in the right school, for me I was in a very small school compared to other rugby schools. There's no one who's played professional
out of your schools.
Out of most guys. I think maybe one guy, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe one guy was quite a bit older than me, but he also didn't happen out of school. He went out of school, went in the police force, and then later came back through club rugby, and then came back out of it. But yeah, it just doesn't. Selectors don't, they don't even look at it, So just that alone is, was a miracle, basically, that I made it out there, because it doesn't happen. Yeah, so like I said, injuries is one, obviously work ethic is one, and then chance, what school you go to, get seen by the right guy at the right time, have a good game at the right time, because you get selected in South Africa, you get contracted. Your maybe already your second last year in high school, teams will start looking at you and offering you contracts.
Oh, no kidding. Pro teams.
Yeah, to come there straight after school. So you don't have to go to college. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You actually, you'll go straight after, as soon as you're done with high school, you'll go to the team, you'll be contracted by the team and start playing for them. Some guys still study, so they've got a relationship with the university where they'll give you scholarships, so you can still study, but you still have to be at training 3 times a day. So that's your primary. So some guys who study more serious stuff don't get a lot of game time. They kind of fade out. There's very few guys who actually, finished a solid degree just because it's so hard to be a full-time professional, because the union expects you to be full-time and train every session, and the university obviously you need to have classes. So guys usually study something that's a little easier and make it over a longer, instead of the 4 years, maybe 6 years or straight after that. And if you miss it, if you don't get contracted after high school, it's very difficult to get back into the professional setup.
And so you've been with the Seawolves for 8 years.
Yeah, this is my ninth year.
Ninth year, and so from the inaugural season, so that's a rarity too, right? To be in the same team for that period of time.
Yeah.
And you're the captain.
Yes. Yeah.
So as a captain, what's kind of like the best thing and the worst thing?
It's obviously a big responsibility. You're obviously carrying some weight on your shoulders, like anything. Like a coach, if something goes wrong, they kind of look at you first. As they do with the coaches. If you don't win a game, it's that's where the questions go to. If something doesn't work out, you need to take responsibility for it. That's weight I like to carry. It goes to the competitive side of me that I don't mind taking that weight on me. And if there's a hard call to be made, I'm happy to make that call and back that call. And if it doesn't go right, I'm happy to take the consequence for it. So I just think it adds a little bit more of that, edge to the game and competition that I also like. It gives me a little bit more engaged and gives me a little bit more drive, to be at my best. Like I said, there's good stuff and worse stuff, and there's been a lot of different, in the beginning of the first couple of years, a lot of different hats to wear, where it was a little bit harder, where we had some situations where our coaches couldn't get visas, and so we ended up being a player coach. And a player coach, captain, but you're also a friend. You need to select the team. Then it became a little bit, managing that, and I had to do that at a young age. I was 23, maybe 23. So now you have guys that's at that time 30.
Yeah.
You telling them maybe you're not playing this weekend, or you need to do this. So that was again, not that it bothered me, but you could feel it obviously back then. It was a difficult thing to manage, obviously, to being a friend, be the captain, be a coach.
So what's the prime in the sport?
Again, a little bit different for different positions.
Okay.
If you're front row, your prime is a little later. Probably 30, call it 38. 37 to 38 to 30. When you're hard, and where if you're in the backs, obviously the younger, the quicker. You're probably 25, 26, so you have some experience, but you're still young and mobile and energetic and stuff. By 30, stuff changes a little bit.
I'm 53. I know all about it. Oh, that's awesome. What do you have like a pregame ritual you do, or do you have no superstitions, no like left sock first, right?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Don't listen to music. No superstition. No.
Yeah.
At the time, it was more, as long as I know, okay, I have the certain things I want to eat, the day off. Now lately it's not even as much anymore, but that was maybe okay, I just want to make sure if it's a evening game, I had my 3 meals in, or X, Y, and Z, and I didn't eat too bad, get a little pasta. But that's just normal stuff. I've never been a superstitious guy, or listen to music, or just get on with it. And
let's talk a little bit about the team. So who on the team's a little mischievous, likes to play games with his teammates, likes to jab them a little bit, maybe put shaving cream in their shoes. I don't know. Is anybody like that? Heizer shower shoes.
Last year we had Cam Orr. He liked to Cam Orr played prop fast. He liked to rattle the guys up.
Okay.
This year we don't really have someone that is.
Oh, so everybody's pretty serious about the game.
Serious about the game this year. There's not really someone.
So high expectations.
There's a guy that's been a good addition, Botcher, who plays lockfast. He's been a good addition just in terms of morale and chemistry and some jokes and stuff.
Okay, keep it loose.
Yeah, keep it loose.
Okay.
On away trips, he would come up with fun facts about the city, like
Okay.
a little comedy skit that he does on the bus. So he takes the mic and he would make up some facts, and then we'll throw out the fact and then connect it with a guy. Say something. You'd make a little dig at a guy about that fact, then then do a couple of reviews, you know, like a Dunkin' Donuts review, and
Yeah.
then it would like say this. Some guy left this review, and then he would say, "This is this player who left this review about he ate all the Dunkin' Donuts, whatever." That's pretty funny, and the boys enjoy that. Every away trip now, you know, get Botch in the front, get him on the mic,
Oh, nice.
and get the boys laughing a little bit. Yeah,
Oh, that's good. That's good.
That's
So
awesome.
he keeps the vibe low.
It keeps the vibe low, and it
Good.
makes it enjoyable. Yeah.
All right.
Appreciate it. Brad, thank you very much.
Thank
man.
you.
Have a good
All
one.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good to see
Take
you.
care.
Yeah.
Good to see you too.